Hotel, peace and love. This God King live coming from GKKG Management all day, every day. All praise to the ancestors, man. I've been watching a lot of videos, trying to figure out probably what happened to me a long time ago. They call it OBE's out of body experience, and now I know, saying the situation that I was going through when I was dealing with shadow people and I was dealing with large amounts of sleep paralysis to the point they would happen rapidly. You know what I'm saying? No matter how many times I got out of it, they would keep happening. You know what I'm saying? So I finally figure out what it was. I guess that's the name. When I was constantly having astral projection and didn't even know it. But my most worst situation that I had during sleep paralysis, man, it was crazy, man. It was to a point where I was tired from work. I wasn't sleeping as much as I was supposed to. And I was just frustrated. I got into it with my stepdad at the time. Rest in peace, you know what I'm saying? And I was peed off. I did like 3 shifts at the job. I'm working doubles all week, man. I was just angry. And I went to sleep, you know what I'm saying? Then everybody left the house. I know everybody gone. You know what I'm saying? I can tell. Because when I nodded off after me getting into an argument with my stepdad, I nodded off. And this is why I still don't sleep on my stomach. Now, mine's happen when I'm on mine, mostly usually laying on top of my stomach with my face in the pillow like that. And how I was laying, I had my hand like this. I was on the futon. I was sleeping my head sideways like this. And man, it got crazy. You know what I'm saying? It was like I saw I think my brother, last one to leave the house. I was at the house by myself. He was leaving out. I woke up. I thought I woke up. I woke up early. I couldn't move my body. Like, I can't move. Oh, what's going on? And I saw my brother. I'm like, oh, help me. I'm like, bro. Like, I'm pretty sure to him, my mouth was just moving. Like, I wasn't even saying nothing to myself. I'm yelling, yo, wake me up, wake me up. And you know what I'm saying? I was laying down. I'm asleep. I couldn't get out of it. It's like it felt like it lasted for like 30 minutes to an hour. This is if it's this is where it gets live. This is where the sleep paralysis really kick in. I wasn't even dealing with shadow people on this one. You know what I'm saying? This is me probably coming from an OBE being so tired, man. I was laying down. Couldn't move. I was struggling to get up. And then I felt like man, it was weird. If you can imagine this, it felt like a skinny, something old, something fragile, but really heavy. And you could feel the hair that was like kind of like not wet, but just dry, just hair like somebody was standing on top of your back, really, really tall, but crouched over your back. And it climbed up my whole body, rubbing up my legs. It pulled up my pants leg. And so my eyes got big. I'm like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm like, oh. I was trying to figure out what it was, and it climbed up my back, and I could feel the nails dragging up my back, and my shirt kind of like pulling, snapping back. Like, oh, I'm like, oh man, I gotta wake up. I gotta wake up. I'm trying to figure. I could not get, and you could hear it whispering in your ear. Carlos, like I'm like, this sounds like some horror movie stuff, man. And I'm like, man, I got to get up. I'm like, oh, at the time, me myself, I'm conscious. You know what I'm saying? My knowing is different, so I don't have really no religion or beliefs. But at that time, I was calling out everything known to man. I was calling out God, Allah, Jesus, all that crazy stuff at the time before I became conscious to give it what's going on. I'm snapping, not knowing what it really was. This sleep paralysis got like violent. You know what I'm saying? It's like I could feel it holding the back of my neck. I'm like, I can't breathe a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, like, I gotta get up. I'm trying to like, move my toes and wiggle my fingers and trying to snap out of it. Shaking, trying to get out of it. I'm like, oh, I gotta get up. Like it was here. I could feel it. Like I'm trying to kind of like gesture and look and see what it looks like. I couldn't see it, and it was just dragging like a breathing, man. I was like, And then I finally like, snapped out of it. You know what I'm saying? I had to get up out of that. I snapped out of it, got up. You know what I'm saying? I had tears running down my eye, like anger, like tears of anger. Like, ooh, what is it? Snap, let's do this. I was mad because I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what astral projection was back in the day. It got dark, man. It got really, really live. And the OBE, I don't even remember snapping into it. I think I nodded off being so tired and skipped off into sleep paralysis so fast. Man, I lost it, man. I lost it, man. I got up, called my mom, called my auntie. At the time, I was calling anybody that was spiritual Christians. I got auntie to do sorcery, all type of stuff. She was like, whatever you doing, you need to stop doing and stuff like that. And I was like, man, I don't want to, never want to do that again. That was like my first and my most worst time ever. You get what I'm saying? Ever. So the sleep paralysis, man, it's excuse me, it's not scary, but it's probably just what is this? Like something that you never experienced, man. So I know they call it the hag syndrome and different things like that. Astral projection, if you skip the astral projection and don't even remember what you dreamed about right off into sleep paralysis, this is just my first video about astral projection. I got stuff about man imps. I'm gonna make a video about the shadow people, my experience with the shadow people, and other things. So I'm gonna get off into something like that, man. But I'm gonna end this like this. I don't want to make this too long, but mine's was a little more physical. In my mind, I felt everything. You know what I'm saying? So this Gawd Keenng Live signing out from GKKG Management. Tell me how y'all deal with the situation. Gawd Keenng signing out.